Hello again, SirLarix back with you for another episode of Minecraft. This is episode number 19, and we are here at the Stronghold excavation site. We defeated the Wither boss in the last episode, and we are going to make our very first beacon in this world. And I really kind of want to put this beacon over at the base, at the main underwater base. However, this is where it's needed more right now, and this is our first beacon. We can always move it again later, which is probably what I will do once we're done. This project is going to take a little while, but it's also not something that is going to require this beacon to stay here once we're done, so we'll be able to move it and head back. But I also, if you were an eagle-eyed viewer, you have noticed that I have 12 wither skulls. Look at all these things. I will run you by the nether base, the nether fortress, in a little bit and show you what I've done there. Over the weekend, I was able to play quite a bit, but not really record that much. And in doing so, I made a lot of upgrades to the nether fortress base, primarily in the sense of spawning spaces. So I was able to limit the amount of spawning spaces. I still have a lot of work to do, mind you, but I was able to limit the amount of spawning spaces for things that are not wither skeletons. So spawning spaces for pigmen and that type of thing. So doing that gives me the opportunity to spawn far more withers. And I spent so much time in there basically that I not only did I get a ton of wither spawns, which you will see in this very clip. Oh, excuse me. I didn't even drink any carbonated beverage. Apparently, I just don't speak out loud that often. And every time I speak out loud, I have a hard time speaking. But let's go with haste. And we're going to go with haste 2 here for our beacon power. Let's get that going. Hopefully, there it is, haste 2. And we have some efficiency 5 picks. So I just want to mow through some of this stuff and see how good it feels. It's always so much fun to be able to just instant mine stone. This is one of the most satisfying things in any video game I've ever played. Just to mow through like an entire mountain of stone like this. It's so much fun. I wouldn't mind having a silk touch pick with efficiency 5 to do this. And I have my original one, but I can't repair it anymore. And eventually, I suppose, we will make a new one with the stuff that we have. But I'm just gonna cut some of this out really quickly. I mean, you can see just how powerful these beacons are for this kind of work. I mean, we would have been here for I mean, I don't even know how long this would take without this haste 2 efficiency 5. I mean, we just cleared out what, like several hundred blocks, like 500 blocks in about a minute maybe. I don't know. It's so cool. It's so much fun. But looking at this, I still haven't decided exactly where we're going to put kind of the stairs and that kind of thing. Like I said, I think maybe about 5 blocks down we're going to come in a bit. A lot of these are, some of these walls are a little bit taller. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right here. So I'm thinking maybe, you know, we might come in 2 blocks. So we would have something like this, and then this would be the shape, the overall shape of our setup here. Something like that, and then something like this. So let's get some of this out of the way while we're looking at it. So we'd have something like this. So this would be our shape, and as this goes deeper, we would have, you know, more and more layers of that. Ooh, don't throw that on the ground. We would have more and more layers of this shape start to take place. We could have stairs that come down, and some of these railings and this type of stuff that we created over here. But I really just want this to look cool. This is not so much a useful project, although having nice open access to the end portal will probably be cool, and I intend to build something somewhat special, I guess, there. I don't know what special is. I don't know what I even intend to build, but something unique, I guess. Something interesting that will be visually appealing, but would also be, maybe sort of a temple type design, or some way, something to indicate that this end portal is sort of a special thing here. So anyway, just to give you an idea, that's kind of what we have in mind as far as the shape goes. I think we'll probably use a lot more of these stone bricks for trim, and probably do quite a few of these rails. We may use some of the dark oak. I believe most of these are spruce that I have in here now, and I have so much dark oak wood, it will not hurt to use a lot of that stuff up for this purpose. So that's the plan. Like I said, this is going to be a very, very long-term project as far as the amount of work. I mean, even as fast as this is, we're digging out a ridiculous amount of space here, and I don't really know the most efficient way to do this as far as order. I mean, is it better to just shear off a layer like this at a time and then go back and do the next layer, or is it better to go in columns or rows, kind of like what we were doing over there? I mean, this year feels pretty good. Everything's moving pretty quickly, but it's so hard to tell as far as what would be the best use of my time here. You can see there's just a ridiculous amount of stuff. I think we've been doing this for about 5 minutes now, and there's more stuff here than I can even bother to pick up. As a matter of fact, I'm not even going to pick it all up because that stuff is essentially infinite. It really doesn't matter. I'm just going to dump what I have into these chests here. Let's see. Let's just dump all this stuff off. And I didn't actually pick up any andesite. Interesting. Okay, let's do that. So that will take care of what we have. I don't really need this stuff, but I will take this coal. So let's head back. We're going to head... for some reason, in my head, I thought this was a ghast for a second. I was thinking about the nether, and I was like, why is there a ghast out here? But clearly not. Ooh, look at that big pile of ender pearls. 4 ender pearls. Very good. Oh, there's another enderman over here, too. Let's go ahead and get this guy. Oh, did I look at him? Oh, uh-oh. That's not good. There he is. Ah, man, these guys are such jerks, too. They do a lot of damage. Where did he go? I know I didn't kill him. What I've noticed I've had a problem with lately is that these guys, you can set them on fire, and then they'll like teleport away, and then they burn to death somewhere else, and then you don't get any of the drops from them. Oh, thanks. Thanks, zombie. Alright. Yeah, I've noticed that happening a lot, and kind of a bad problem with the fire aspect sword. I don't need all this junk. I have so many zombie flesh and things that it's not worth it. So let's head through here. We are at our stronghold portal. So I have made some pathways. I don't think this existed in the last episode. So this path was the original path to this portal. So we have stairs down now, temporary. This is the ladder up to the nether ceiling, and then if we cut through here, we have another path. This runs way, way out in the distance, and there is another portal I've placed a very long way away. We will check that out at some point in the near future as well. I've been doing some exploration, and I think I mentioned this in a different episode, but I'm trying to explore essentially just staying on the same line heading north and south. So I'm trying to run into as many biomes as I can, and then once we get up here to the nether ceiling, you'll have a better idea of what I intend to do. We'll probably start working on this very, very soon because I find that I'm using it quite a bit. So I'd like to make it a lot nicer. I think what we're going to do here, in light of the fact that we have these 1 block wide holes, I think we're going to make one of those minecart type elevators where you can just sort of look up and click and you move through a bunch of minecarts very quickly. So you can sort of fly up through the ceiling very, very fast. So if we come over here, this is at negative 69 and negative 55. So negative 55 is our nether path. So all of our portals will line up on this line. If I go all the way down here to negative 490, I believe, there is another hole that I've made, which takes you to the roofed forest that we found a few episodes back. But this is the drop down to the nether fortress, and take a look at that. That is a lot of work, my friends. This took most of my weekend. I probably spent 5 or 6 hours on this. But what I've done is I made a perimeter that goes all the way around. It's probably very hard to see here. You can kind of see the edge of it there maybe. But anywhere that's not a valid spawning space, I've put a nether brick, half slab, bottom slab, so nothing can spawn on it anyway, but they're also not valid spawning spaces for wither skeletons or blazes within the nether fortress. And then every one of these squares that is a stone slab is a valid spawning space, and I still have a ton to fill in. So there's a bunch over here that are valid. This block here is valid. A lot of this right here is valid. All of that section still. So you can see if you're looking at this, what I like about it is a really clear visual. This is obviously a valid spawning space. We have stuff spawning right there. But there is so much space here. If I come around, you'll see where that perimeter is. It's kind of out here. So it's about 32 blocks outside of the majority of the nether fortress. I'm not trying to cover up everything and block off all spawning spaces, but we're just trying to force things to spawn in here as much as we can. And we've been pretty successful at that. So most of this stuff, the pigmen can spawn down here, but other things can't. Pigmen can spawn down there, but they don't too much because we're up here anyway. These guys are going to start wrecking my world if I don't get out of the way. That's crazy. But you can see lots of things spawning up here all the time. Ooh, look at all this stuff. All right. Where all this XP come from? Oh, it's going away. I guess I was here for a while. So wither skeletons, blazes spawning up all over the place. Skeletons still spawning up there. But the majority of things will spawn out in that area on those slabs. So let me get a fire resist going so we can just kind of run through here. And I just want to show you. Oh, these guys do still hurt you if you run into them. So yeah, I mean, just right here in the meantime, since we ran back and forth, we've got all these wither skeletons spawning up, and it becomes much more likely that you're going to be able to get a wither skull or two in a very short period of time. I'm not going to run around here and try to do that forever, but we still have a lot of area to fill in, and basically I picked up all those wither skulls by just being in this area doing the work. Kind of, laying down slabs, picking up stuff. And the cool thing about this is that as I pick these up in order to put the stone slabs in, I get the materials to make the nether brick slabs, which run all the way out and around through the entire perimeter we made. So like this area, nothing can spawn here anyway. Most of this I probably didn't even need to fill in, but I like being able to have a nice big visual of where things should spawn or could spawn. And the longer you're in this area, the more stuff kind of spawns up. So right now spawns aren't huge. We've got some wither skeletons over here, There's a little bit of land under here that I need to deal with because things can spawn underneath some of these platforms at the moment. But yeah, all in all, very, very cool. Like I said, though, this is a big project. This is a lot of work, and among our many big projects, this was the one I was interested in trying to do the most work on quickly, because it allows us to do much more work more quickly on our other projects. So the more of these we can do, the more beacons we can make, and the better off we're going to be as it relates to, say, you know, digging out a stronghold base or anything else. So that's the project there. That's the Nether Fortress. I think this is coming along really cool, and it's just a neat visual. And then the other thing that's really cool, before I forget, I'll go ahead and mention. I did mention this before. If I want to build more spawning spaces, I can. So anywhere. Let's see. Oh, what happened to that block? Its block just disappeared. Wow, that was like a magic trick. I don't know what happened there. So, oh, get out of here. I don't have time for you, Ghast. Anything good? No. So anything here, you got one block would be this slab and the top slab. This is 2 and this is 3. So if I put slabs at this height here, 2.5 blocks up from this, that doubles my valid spawning spaces in the area. So everything can spawn on this layer or the layer above. And if I finish sort of marking this out, what's really cool about it is that I can very easily see where I should put slabs on my second layer if I decide to do so. So we may do that, but really at this point this is fairly efficient. We're getting a lot of spawns hanging around in the area, and there's still some work to be done to make that a little bit better. But not only are we getting a lot of wither skulls, we've got a ton of blaze rods, we've got a ton of coal from this, and bones, stuff that we don't even need much of anymore. We also have 1,000,000 stone swords now, which we also don't care about. But that's the Nether Fortress. This is coming along very nicely. Very, very happy with it. Oh, look, there's even more wither skeletons up in here again. Hello. Ah, man. Gotta pay closer attention next time. Hey, don't shoot me. Or you. Alright. Let's go ahead and kill these last 2. I hate leaving any. If I'm gonna be in here, I like to at least kill what spawns up. So there's the... Oh, man. Alright. There's the Nether Fortress. And, like I said, this is another big long-term project, but we've made the most progress on this of anything so far, I think. So let's head back up to the top. We're going to go over to our home base. We're going to look at a couple of things over there and start, maybe, I don't know how much time we're going to have left. We might try to start up one more project. So let's see, which way do we need to go? 68. Yep. So this way should take us back toward our home base. Yep, there it is. So I want to build areas up here. So we're gonna have a rail line basically that runs right down this -55 barrier. That's my ideal situation. I think we'll just have a rail line that goes through. And for each of these holes that we dig in the nether ceiling, what I want to build is kind of a little mini biome on the top of the nether here that would be indicative of what you would find at that particular rail stop. So for example, this is our main base. So I think we'll build maybe not a biome, but we'll build something that sort of mimics our base that we have with the quartz and the andesite. For the Nether Fortress, we'll probably build a sort of Nether Fortressy type biome of sorts. We'll have a lot of nether brick, netherrack. When we get to the Dark Oak Forest, if we follow that down, We'll build a bunch of dark oak trees and have some nice mushrooms growing if we can. So that's kind of the idea for the nether roof, and I think that's going to be really cool once we get that done as well. It's going to take a lot of work. All my projects are going to take a lot of work. We've been making up very, very big, very large projects, and this is these first episodes of the week as I come back off the weekend. These are more show and tell kind of episodes, and I feel like that's a little bit weird, and I apologize for that. I wish there were a better way to do things on the weekend for me, but unfortunately not the case. So if we head down the stairs, this is the last thing I'm going to show you guys today, and this is going to be this might be our project for next time. I really want to get started with some villager breeding. So what I've done is if we come down the stairs, if we cut through here, we've got a long hallway that runs underneath the pond all the way out towards where the cow farm is. And if we turn and head down this way, it's really not very far at all. This is our original mine shaft that we found, and this is our original zombie spawner. And this is the one that's right in the middle of the river that cuts through. So our fountain tower is there in the middle. This is the river, and then we've got a ravine on that side and that side, I believe. So this is sort of centered up there. What I want to do is turn this into a villager creation station. So we're going to use this to get zombie villagers, and we are going to cure them, and we're going to send them down a rail line all the way back into our base, and then we are going to have a bunch of villagers running around. I'd like to figure out how to set up an area over here where we can do some trading and also villager breeding, so that we have a nice selection of villagers to trade with. And oh, slime, hello, where are you at? I've been hearing a lot of these slimes in here lately. Oh, little baby slime. I didn't even get to kill that baby slime. He jumped off on his own. But yeah, what I think we might do, so the hallways right here, I think we might turn a couple of these hallways into like villager breeding areas or something. I'm not sure exactly how the villager mechanics work. I don't know if they will just breed now directly if you have traded with them, or if they still need a bunch of doors. I need to learn more about the villager mechanics, and to be honest with you, that's one of the few things in this game that I've done very, very little work with, are villagers. I mostly only deal in the villagers that I find in villages, and I've never really tried to set up a breeding system or actually have villagers in an area where I can work with them. So that's what we're going to try to do next time. But for today, I'm just going to go ahead and wrap this one up. I know this was kind of a little more of a talky show and tell type episode, but that's, like I said, kind of unfortunate with the weekend. I can't do too much recording, but I can get a lot of work done. So first episodes of the week, I think most of the time Mondays are going to kind of be review episodes when I do these. It's more about what I did over the weekend and how much progress I made. So that's going to do it for today. Thank you guys so much again for watching. I appreciate it. We hit 15 subscribers. That's really cool. Ooh, throw that on the ground. Why don't you? That's really awesome. I appreciate it. There's this really, really cool dude named Tiger. I was hanging out in his stream the other day over on Twitch. I'll put his channel link in the description. But he's been very, very kind. He's like shared my channel out to people, and other guys have come on and subbed and at least even checked out what I'm doing. Whether you sub or not, like I said, I don't put a lot of, I'm not gonna put a lot of effort into that whole sort of, hey, leave me, if I get 10,000 likes we're gonna do this and that kind of thing. It's not why I'm doing this. I'm not really into that for that reason. But it's not to say that I don't I don't really appreciate it when people share and do that kind of stuff. I just hope that if you are sharing what I'm doing and you do take any interest in it, it's because it's something that you like. It's not because it's something that felt like you felt like you had to do. To me, that's kind of the wrong way to go about it. But what do I know? I'm just a small time YouTube guy. So anyway, thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it. We'll be back with another episode very briefly, and we'll get started on this villager spawning system or villager refresher. I don't know what we're gonna call that. And then I also have an episode. I'm gonna start up a brand new thing here on the channel. It's gonna be kind of my creative test world sort of just goof off and build things and mess with game mechanics. It's going to kind of be a little series as it relates to that. And I have a really cool first episode. It's all about jumping mechanics in vanilla Minecraft. So nothing to do with command blocks. It's all stuff you can deal with in survival. But I was goofing around and I found a way that you can jump. You can very easily jump a gap of more than 15 blocks horizontally. Just in straight up vanilla Minecraft. I could do it right here in my survival world with no command blocks or anything. So I'm going to put that video out here shortly as well. I just got to finish setting it up. I want to do a world download and stuff so people can go in and mess around with it. So I think it's really cool. And yeah, lots of stuff going on. So thanks again, and we'll see you guys back in the next one. Bye bye.